At the risk of boring you, it's quite an interesting story. I grew up in a tobacco farm in Motueka Valley, and my next door neighbour was a bloke called Cos Newman, KJ Newman, who was an ex-World War II Spitfire and Mosquito pilot. And he used to, his farm sort of was next door to ours, and he'd often be ploughing paddocks and so on. When from about age 8, I'd pester Mum to make a cup of tea in a billy, of course, and some scones to take to Cos, and so he could stop, which he probably hated, but and ask him about aeroplanes. And you know, that went on for a few years, like probably 8, 9, 10, 11, I don't know, and it imbued a real you know, sort of interest in aviation. I mean, tragically he was killed in a car accident, I think probably when I was about 12, and so, because he would have encouraged me to join the Air Force, of course, but that was the beginning, and I was hooked, and I always wanted to be a top dressing pilot, and that wasn't, they were getting laid off and so on when I left school. Air Force Dad wasn't keen on that, and then I saw this air traffic control thing, which gave us free flying and commercial pilot licence and so on. That seemed to be the best of both worlds, and curiously enough, I got into that and managed to pass the course, and curiously enough, that was full of World War II guys, real characters, and they just continued on where KJ Newman had left off, really. There was all manner of them. There was a Battle of Britain guy, and there was guys who'd flown over the hump and all sorts of things, and they were amazingly good quality people, and then that just continued, and then of course I got more interested in aviation and became a professional air traffic controller, of course, which I carried on and did 50 odd years, or 52 years of it, from beginning to end. But the interest in flying never left me, and then when my son came along, well in 1978, I bought a Harvard when the Air Force disposed of them, and then my son came along, and of course he was from a very young age, was of course into flying in Harvard, and like months old, and when he got to flying, we bought the Cherokee, which turned into, you know, it was our building machine, which has been a fantastic aeroplane. But and then of course subsequently he's carried on to start a business flying people on the Heafy track, bikes under the wings, and doing innovative things like that. So that was how I got hooked into aviation. But you know, I can warn people that it's once you get sort of started, it's very hard to let go.